So hey guys, I'm back with another video, and today's video is going to be basically my July overview. So my budget overview for the month of July. So I just want to get out my pens so we could go ahead and start. And the pens that I'm using are the Erin Condren gel pens, and we'll just go ahead and go over our budget for July and how we ended up. So honestly, I really didn't have nothing to track between the 31st and the 7th, which was how my last paycheck was running for the month. How I do my check-ins is how I get paid. I get paid on Wednesdays. So I do my check-ins basically from that Wednesday to that Tuesday of that week. Because obviously I get paid on a Wednesday and it starts there. So let's go ahead and get my overview stickers. And these stickers I believe I got from Caffeinated Cat, which I did. I'm just gonna go to the notes section back here. Let me see. This was like my little paycheck. So this was my paycheck budget for 5. We can just go ahead and go through. So I'm back. I had to update my unbudgeted, and if you can see my little workbook, that's just my little basically my book that I use to pre-plan or whatever, my little happy planner. So 8/2, I did have an expense, and I know that I started my no buy, but I actually ordered it on this day. The problem is that, where's my tweezers? There you go. The problem is that when they shipped it, they shipped the wrong thing. So they had to ship it out again, so it dropped off my account. It's just like a funny thing that happens sometimes. It dropped off my account. So basically, when you purchase something, it gets held, and then if the merchant doesn't approve like the final authorization, what happens is that it bounces back. So I didn't end up, my no buy was to like not spend any money, but that's honestly not what happened, because other than what I had like in my cash envelopes. But the problem is that I my last paycheck, for some reason I didn't budget me in stuff in my cash envelopes. So yeah, that was just a lesson learned. So I did have these expenses, but I would have had these expenses anyway if I stuffed my envelope, just because yeah. And then I was having car trouble, which I technically didn't get my car till this day that I went all over the place, even though technically I didn't drive my car all those times. So we do have quite a few no spend days for the end of this month. So we'll just go ahead and put this sticker down. Had no spend here. No spend there, even though technically no spend here. And no spin here. So like I was saying, I did go ahead and have some car trouble, which is why I had some of like those Uber expenses. So we'll go ahead and just check in with our thing. So what I actually bought in was $8.75. I believe it had $200 to roll over. So in total, I had, it might have been a little more, just to be clear, but I don't know. So we were $75 over. So my rent, actually, I had to end up, so I took out the $450, but I'm just gonna say that my calculations were off because I had to end up going in and adding $70, which I don't know why, but this is what this is, and it was a $70 difference. My card note doesn't change at all, so there's no variance there. Capital One, I actually had to pay $32, so we have a dollar variance here. Marcus was $10, so that's that. And for unbudgeted, let's just go down the line. We have $9.59. So in total, I had $152.43 in unbudgeted money that I spent. So yeah. So let's just say I still ended up saving $100. I'm not even going to do like the whole total and stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and get to my overview. So after I check in for like my paycheck for the last month, I'm going ahead and going into my overview for the whole month. And I decided to do like a whole different thing this month, only because usually when I do like the things, I don't really, well, let me not say the things like that, like I don't know what I'm talking about. Usually how did I do that? That's why I'm really like using this ruler, because it's like a flexi, a bendy ruler, and I cannot really draw a straight line. Something like that always happens. So what I was saying was, usually when I go ahead and do like my overviews, I just go and like make bullet points of hit and misses, but because that's not really helping me with my budgeting and like keeping track of my expenses, I'm really going through seeing what I bought in for the month and what I saved for the month and what I actually spent for the month. So that's just what we're gonna do here. So we're gonna go ahead and write income here, and this just is gonna be my whole income for the month. So actually, before I'll do that, because I don't even think I went ahead and filled out my budget part here, which was kind of hard because I don't know. So for variable, off the bat, I started the month with an extra $1,000 that I had towards like some extra money that I had coming in. But honestly, my income for the month was double what I thought my salary was gonna be for this month. Only so because I didn't know what it was gonna be, I budgeted for the lowest thing possible that would help me get through my bills. So what I actually bought in for this month, and let's see if I already have all of those checks calculated, which I don't think that I do, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it with you guys on camera anyway. So this is my mini happy planner. This is in the Supermom dashboard, and as you can see, this is what it looks like. Honestly, this doesn't work for me. So what I actually went and did is just got like some filler paper, and this is what I go ahead and pre-budget in and actually go ahead and write down my checks in. So these are all my checks for this month. July was a 5-week pay period for me. So we'll go ahead and add up the checks for the month and see what we get, because for some reason I don't feel like my math was correct, because I can't believe that I would have brought in that much money this month and still be broke. If I'm gonna be quite honest. And that's just because you really don't pay attention to like what you're doing. So yeah, so as you can see, for this month I bought in $4,501.51. So that was my salary for this month. And yeah, let's see what we did with the money. So now this is we're gonna get the blue pen, the green pen, because we was in the money. Why is this pen acting like this? Aaron Condren, because these pens, this 4-pack was like $10. Actually, I don't have time. So I'll just, because I don't know why that pen was just acting up. It was doing fine for the last one, but I'll just go and get my paper mate just because I don't have time for Aaron Condren. It might not even be the same green, but it might. So bought in 5. Oh, I actually like this one better. So in total, this was my actual income for the month of July, was $5,501.51. Now when it comes to like my total expenses and stuff, some of this stuff, I'ma just be honest, is not even right, but we'll go through there anyway. So for travel, I spent $60, and when I say travel, this is like on tolls and parking, which yeah, because my travel envelope is empty. That's what that's for. So household, I put that I spent $50, but honestly guys, I really feel like I did more than that. Gas is saying I only spent $45. That might be true, only because every time I filled out, it wasn't always you know, people have been using my car, so I might have saved a extra $15. Planning, I just put that I spent $50, even though honestly I feel like it was more. My allowance, saying that I only spent $60, which I don't really believe. So really, I'm gonna write that out and put the 75, only because what the hell? Oh, it's a thing here. Oh, look at that. I just noticed that, because I'm like, how do you fix this after you mess it up? So I'm gonna go ahead and put the 75, only because yeah, I think that's what I did. Food, I actually went over my food amount, and we already know this from when I went food shopping. So I actually spent $267.19. I only had $100 budgeted, so it wasn't that much. Usually we were like empty, which that doesn't happen very often, but because we have people staying here. Beauty as well is something that I went over by a lot. And this is why I said I want to go ahead and do like these in-depth overviews. Laundry as well. Victoria's Secret. We didn't actually make those payments, so I'll leave that right there. So we'll go ahead and total up our expenses, our actual expenses. And I cannot wait to get these nails done because they are just horrible. So really in total, I was over my budget by a lot. Let's go ahead and add up by how much. And I'm not gonna do the 15 because that was actually saved money. So now let's go ahead and add up all of our expenses. So we will take out MetroCard because in all actuality, MetroCard and cell phone, I didn't, my boyfriend gave me a MetroCard, so I saved money there. And my cell phone, I actually put it on credit card, so I didn't pay for that. So really I'm gonna go and add up all my fixed expenses. So this was my income for this month, which was, if you look at that, is kind of crazy. This was like and this is just in me working. This variable is from work as well. So that helped in this month and starting off the month, because the ending of June where I was at financially, I wouldn't have been that well off. Variable was $726.19, and let's go ahead and get to the fix. So we have 33, 40, 31, 63, 30. So actually Marcus, when I budgeted, I forgot that they wasn't no longer taking out $5. It started to $10. So this should actually be $40 and not $20. So, but we'll fix that right now when we come down to the fixed income. So we have 49, 33, 40, 31, 63, 30, 40, 166, 1450. So, and we're gonna add another extra 32 because my sinking funds, I actually went ahead and I went ahead and made an extra one for August, so that upped it a little bit. So let's add that up. 629.19, 726.19 plus 2334 is 3,060.19. So in all actuality, between my fixed and my variable, I spent $3,060.19. Versus my income, it looked like it was a pretty good month, but honestly, how I feel, the numbers look good, but how I feel that I did Um, it wasn't. So why do I feel like there's because I did my numbers over here, but I feel like, oh, because I added my savings there. So in total, what I saved for this month was $450 between my savings account and Marcus. What I currently have in there is $121.21. So in total, what I saved for this month was I don't know why that pen is not working. $571.21. And usually I don't even fill this part out, but it's just weird that this pen just stopped working. But now it wanna work. Now it's working. I guess maybe it was something on there, but I'm not even gonna get into that right now. So it is what it is. So let's go ahead and check our sinking funds. As you can see here, I did have some things come out of there just with why did I put that there? Because it wasn't 64 that I took out of there. Oh wait, yeah, I took the whole 64 and then I funded the extra 64 for the month of August. So technically my numbers are still off a little bit from there. But yeah, so I took the whole 64 and then at the end of the month I added another $64 to go ahead and, well, no, I didn't. It wasn't 64. I added another 32 to make it 90 something dollars, and I went ahead and did the thing. So as you can see, I had some car repairs, so I used the whole 94 for that. And then I took 10 from the new car to help with the deposit because I had to make $100 deposit on that stuff. So that was some extra expenses this month. Honestly, I had already closed this out, which I need to stop doing that because usually I don't touch my sinking funds, but in this case, that is something that happened. So I just wanted to show you guys that. As far as my debt, everything has been on track with that. I did go ahead and make that payment and do the whole payment for Victoria's Secret, so that's a thing and that's done. So we could go ahead and go back to our overview and just give an overview of what we thought that we did good this month and what we can do better moving forward. And I'm just looking for something. These are all of my like little icons from Caffeinated Cat that comes with like the budget kit, so I decided to go ahead and use that. Something that I just wanted to look at really quick, and I really didn't want this video to be like an hour, but just go ahead and going over my goals, what my goals were. So it was to increase credit score, pay off the 3 credit cards, the savings, and the no spend days, right? So basically for income, not counting the 1,000 that we had already budgeted, that we knew that was coming in, I actually 4501 take away 2,800 equals my income was up by 1,701 for this month, which was good. I don't know if this is gonna be the trend continuing into August, but we'll just have to see. So that was good. I'll just go ahead and skip a line and then we'll go to So I'm gonna go ahead and take mine because I need to start using these stickers. I'm gonna go ahead and take that, use this little teardrop. So I'm gonna use the green pen, and hopefully this one work because I don't know what was on that pen. I did increase, and now it's working, my credit score by 13 points, which was a good thing because sis was struggling. I did save at least $200. We could see from my check-in that my savings for July was $450. Even though I feel like, and it's between both of my savings account, I'm not going to count the markets only because, yeah, I'm just not. That's like savings that I don't even have to think about. But the $450 is what I physically took out of each check and put into my savings account in total. What was it? And no spend days, we could go ahead and count those on the calendar because I wanted at least 4. I wanted at least 4, and we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we had 9 no spend days. It's starting to act up again. I don't know what's going on, why this pen is skipping, but for the price, I'm gonna skip a line and say things. I put we can approve on like you budgeting with me. So things that I feel that I can improve on is having less unbudgeted items. Using my credit cards because that has become a bad habit. Even though I'm paying them off, I'm like using the money that I'm paying off, so it doesn't really make sense. I'm using my credit card. Extra spending. So even though I had like 9 good days of no spend, the days that I did spend was like ridiculous. So I need to cut back on that extra spending, and is it another thing, having less unbudgeted items, using credit cards, extra spending. I think that's about it. And keeping track of cash. So one of my biggest things this month, and what I did and why I decided next month not to do, and I'm just gonna go ahead and with the moving forward, and if you haven't already checked out like my if you haven't already checked out my my August budget, go ahead and check that out. So moving forward, things that I want to do when it comes to my cash envelopes, I'm going to be taking and stuff in for the whole month. So instead of splitting it up in paychecks, that way I get to keep a better track, because as each paycheck comes and I'm doing a budget for each paycheck, I split it down, but in reality, I'm not really, for me, when I go back and count my expenses, I don't really trust it. So I stuffed for the whole month. I feel like if I put everything in there like that, I would keep a whole new thing. And the same thing with my sinking funds. I'm going to take one paycheck and budget out that paycheck where it makes sense and stuff for the whole month. Even though for the most part my sinking funds are not the issue, it's the expenses. Moving forward, we're gonna have no spend for the whole month of August. I'm just gonna put that there. And I'm trying to use these stickers, girl. Expenses, and we want to keep better track of those, because I did do a better job, but it's not as thing as I can be. So expenses, using calendar and monthly view. Is there anything else that I want to go ahead and talk about? No. So I think for the most part, when it comes to my overview of July, and I just like to do this just to have some points of in the next month what I want to go ahead and do. I think we did very good on the income part, and we did very good on the savings part. But what we didn't do a very good job of, obviously, in my opinion, out of that $1,700 extra that we wasn't expecting, because it didn't go to whatever my expenses were, because I already knew for the most part I had 38 budgeted. I spent a little bit less than that, but honestly I did a lot of like just unnecessary spending. I was trying to use a big word, but I just knew that my teeth wasn't gonna allow that to come out right, so I didn't try it. I have to get a better hold on what I have going on so I could be in better positions, I feel, at the end of the month. On paper, it's not a bad thing, but I know in my real life, not on this video, what I was doing. So I want to get better in that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this July overview, basically me closing out my July budget for the next month. I hope you guys continue to follow me on my journey to see how I do for the month of August, and I will see you guys on the next one. Before I go ahead and say that though, even though I already said it, if you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and but hit that subscribe button, as well as the bell for notifications of my next upload. And now I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.